Our state standards are found here. Our main objectives are I can use context, root words, and endings to determine word meaning. I can use skills to read, write, and ask and answer questions. Our science objectives are I can recognize plant needs, and I can recognize parts of a plant and stages. Okay, boys and girls, now we're going to talk about the choice board. You have 6 fun options. Okay, boys and girls, the first choice is sight words. You're going to say the word again. Then you're going to write the word, and you're going to say the letter as you write the word neatly. A, G, A, I, N, again. And I also like to tap and chant the word A-G-A-I-N, again. That's just a fun way to get it in our brains to make it easier to learn. Then we're going to read the word again. And after that, you just start with the next word. You can also choose from lots of different ways to do this activity. You can use shaving cream, Play-Doh, chalk, salt, or sugar. Make sure you get an adult to get you a pan so that you can sprinkle the salt or sugar in the pan, and then you can write with your finger. You're going to have lots of fun with this activity. Choice. The second choice is writing. You're going to write about the text, My Bean Plant, and be sure to include a topic sentence, at least 3 events that happened in the story, and don't forget those transition words, first, next, then, last, and a closing sentence. You want your writing to have at least 5 sentences, and don't forget to check for those capital letters, the beginning of sentences, and those special names. Spacing, gotta have space between those words. And punctuation, we've got to end our sentences with the question mark, exclamation point, or a period. And the most important part, after writing, don't forget to read your story aloud to someone so that they can enjoy it as well. Next, we have vocabulary. As you can see, right here is our new vocabulary word, depend, that we talked about earlier with context clues. The first thing we're going to do with depend is we're going to use visualization. And that is just a fancy word for what you see in your mind when you think of the word depend. For me today, I had this in my mind, a little boy watering the plants because those plants depend on him to live, especially when it hasn't rained very much outside. So that was what was in my mind today. But boys and girls, when you do this activity, do what is in your brain. We're all going to be a little different. Our graphic organizers are going to be different because we're all going to have different pictures. Next, you're going to draw pictures and write words or write words, whichever you prefer, as to how this word makes you feel. And for me today, I chose happy and sad, because if I watered the plants as I should, I would be happy because they would be healthy and look like this. However, if I did not water them as I should have, they would look like this. They would be all wilted and I would be sad. So I chose 2 words for that one. Next, you're going to write a word that is a synonym. And that means a word that means the same thing. And as we talked about earlier, we decided that need was a good synonym. It means basically the same thing. So that's the word I chose to use. Next, we're going to do a sentence that tells what the word means by using the context clues. We said depend means to need something. Have fun with this word today. Don't forget to use it. Next, we have comprehension. After reading the passage, my bean plant, do the following. Create 3 questions using the text. These words might help you. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Write the questions down to create a quiz about the story for someone in your house. Then quiz someone in your family after they read the text. But make sure that you know the answers so you can check their work. And guess what, boys and girls? This choice was just too fun. I had to make some questions for you. Are you ready? Number 1. What do the bean plants depend on to survive? Did you say soil, water, and sunlight? Good job. That's what they said in the text, wasn't it? Number 2, where is a good place to plant the beans? What did you say? Did you say soil? Yes. Number 3, who takes care of the plants in the story? You're right. The person who wrote the story. Good job, and have fun making your own quiz. Next, we have phonemic awareness. Play a game with vowel teams EE, AI, and AY. Have a member of your family say, I'm thinking of something that starts with ch and ends with ease. What is it? Then you say the word cheese. Use the chart below for some ideas. Hey, let's give it a try. The word starts with sw and ends with eat. What is it? Yes, eat, sweet. Last, we have grammar. Use my bean plant to find verbs that have a past tense ending. Color those words green or make a list of them. Can you find the root word in each of the words you colored or listed? Can you act them out or create a motion for the word? Let's do an example. Here we find a past tense verb. How do we know? The ED is a very good clue. We changed the root word from push to pushed. By adding the ED, it makes the word mean that it's something that happened in the past. For example, I pushed the grocery cart at Food City yesterday while getting my groceries. I would need the ED because it's something that I did in the past. Or if I take the ED off, if I drop it off, then I have the root word push. I would not need the t sound. I would just say, I push my grocery cart. That would be something that I'm doing now in the grocery store. I push my cart. So we're going to look for words in the passage today that have the ED. That means it happened in the past. There are 7 different past tense verbs in the passage. Can you find them all? I bet you can. One last thing to talk about. ED can be a little tricky when you go to read words with ED at the end because ED makes 3 different sounds. So you have to play around with the word and think to yourself, which sounds best? Which sounds right? ED makes the D sound, like in the word pulled. It also makes the ed sound, like in the word planted. Hear that ed sound in planted? It also makes the t sound, like in our word pushed. So that can be a little tricky, so watch out for that, boys and girls. Also, don't forget to act it out or make a motion with it. And